Karen Lyons here again to continue with our chair yoga class. And what I would like to do today is to go through a couple of postures that we do quite a bit in yoga, which is Virabhadrasana 1 and Virabhadrasana 2. These are also known as warrior poses, warrior 1 and 2. But before we do that, we are definitely going to ground ourselves in and find our breath. So again, you can see today I have 2 blocks on either side of my chair and my blanket. And I don't have a strap today, but that's okay. If you've got one handy, you may end up using it or not. So to warm up today, we're just really going to, again, find our breath first by grounding our feet in. And as you can see, I have my feet on my blanket, okay? And I'm a little bit off the chair. I'm about halfway off the chair pad itself. Take my shoulders up around and drop them down. Lifting up through the spine, getting nice and tall. Feeling like that beautiful regal Buddha that we are, right? And allowing yourself to just simply connect with your breath. Let's take 3 really nice breaths here. So the first one, I want you to think about just letting go. And then the second breath, being in the present moment. And then finally, the third breath, we're going to really bring in an intention for ourselves for today, okay? So go ahead, here we go. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. And another one in through the nose. Feeling the present moment, feeling your sits bones, feeling yourself just being in this moment. And then again, now for an intention. And great. So grounding in from the feet up this morning. So we're really taking our feet, really feeling them placed on the blanket or on the floor or even on a block. And allow yourself to really make a connection of your feet to the floor. A lot of times you may hear us say, envision your roots growing out of your feet to stabilize you like the roots of a tree, grounding you right on down. And then notice the ankles. Notice if your ankles are kind of tilted in a little bit, or maybe you're on the outer arch of your foot. Just kind of get onto all 4 corners of your foot. And allow that energy to start to flow up from the feet to the knees. Hands are resting gently on your lap. You can flip the palms of your hands if you like to receive. And elbows are always a little bit tucked in towards the rib cage and the hip. And then that helps you lengthen the spine, feeling the sits bones grounding into the chair pad. Really lifting up, and taking your shoulders down away from your ears as you begin to really grow right out of the pelvic bowl. And belly button is into the back of the spine. So drawing that belly button into the back of the spine. And remembering you want to make movement happen with your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And then just notice your face. Is your face relaxed? Relax the jawline. Relax the corner of your eyes. And can you put a little smile on the corner of your eyes? As soon as you put a little smile, intention on the corner of your eyes, you might notice you get a little smile on the face and the lips and the jawline. And just relaxing here. Taking a moment for yourself. All right. And then we're just going to take that foot and we're just going to roll it around. So take your left foot and just roll it around in a nice big circle, and then maybe rolling it around in another circle. And can you separate your toes? Try to separate your toes as much as you can, and then relax that foot down and go to the other side. So again, ankle rotations here, just lifting that foot up a little bit. This is where if you did have your belt, you maybe put it behind your knee for a little support. And then spread the toe as wide as it will go. Good. And then bring that down. Good. And then we're just going to come up onto the toes. And then bring the heels down. And then up on the toes. Lengthening through the calf. Tightening through the calf. Lengthening. Okay. Up and down. Up and down. Good. And then we'll take a rotation, bringing one knee in. So we're turning to one side, and we're just going to drop this foot in towards the calf on the right, and then switching and dropping the right knee in towards the left calf, keeping that upright spine as you do this. So preferably you have a little bit of a sliding chair here, meaning the cushion lets you do this nice and easy going back and forth, okay? So it's not cotton or material on the chair, but if it is, it's okay. You can still kind of get this going. So just back and forth. This kind of works not only the knees, but the hips as well. Good. And then we'll just kind of maybe tap our feet. Tap, 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 tap. Kind of waken up the lumbar on the lower part, lower extremities, tapping. Good. And then we're just going to kind of move side to side on the rib cage here. So just move side to side, keeping your sits bones on the chair, side to side. You can hold on to the chair if you need to, and just try to isolate the movement in the lower rib cage, back and forth. Back and forth. Good. Awesome. And then we'll take a nice inhale up. Exhale the hands down. And we're just going to move the shoulders back and squeeze the arms together as much as you can. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then bring the shoulders in. And then open up, squeezing, opening up through the collarbone, and then kind of rolling shoulders in. Good, and then lifting up. So we get a little bit of a flexion in the lower spine as well here. So when we roll over, we're kind of squeezing everything in, kind of rounding at the back a little bit, and then open up. And then we get a little bit of a curvature in the lower spine. Let's do that maybe 2 more times. Rolling in, rolling out, rolling in, and rolling out. Good. Great. And then kind of up and down with the shoulders. Just kind of loosen them up a little bit, back and forth. Good. And then our hands. So I want you to take your fingers, and as if you're like squeezing a ball or an orange, really kind of squeeze the fingers together and keep them away from one another, like bear claws, right? Just squeezing them together, kind of coming right into fists, and hold that, and then open up wide, and then squeeze squeeze, 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 squeeze together, and open up wide. Good. One more time, just squeeze as hard as you can. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then open, and then just kind of tickle the ivories a little bit, okay? Maybe you were graced with knowing how to play the piano. Up and down. Just get them moving, right? And then just kind of shake them. Shake your arms, shake your wrists, roll the wrists around. One way and another. Good. And then we're going to exhale the hands, come out, and we're going to come over. So actually flip the palms so that they're going back, and then come across and clasp your hands in front of you. Now this one's can be a little intense. So you're just going to draw the knuckles towards the chest and open up as much as you can. Okay, so just take it where you can go. Like, don't force the joints. Just try to get it as close to the chest as possible. Rotating it around. Coming back. One more time. Good. And then open up, and we'll take that to the other side. So opposite hand crosses over this time, right? It's either going to feel good and comfortable or a little on the funky side, right? And then roll it in, and you may not get as much rotation either in this side too, or maybe you get more, okay? Sometimes each side's a little bit on a different level. Good. And then shake that out. Good. And now take our chin. So let's take our chin down towards our chest with an exhalation. So exhaling down. Take an inhalation here. And then exhale down a little bit further. And as you do that, press the shoulders down so that you can really feel that beautiful stretch in the cervical spine, in the upper spine. And then bring the head up with the inhalation and pause here. Now we're going to get a chance to go all the way back, and I want you to take the lower jaw up and over the upper jaw like a bulldog. So you're really stretching through the neck here. Good. And then we'll go back and forth with those a few times. So exhale down. Inhale and exhale here. And then come up. And all the way back. I hear little cracks and pops. I do. Drop down. Especially in my jawline. And then coming all the way up. Good. And then just kind of roll your head around one side. Maybe make some figure eights with your head. Good. Good. Take a nice inhale up and exhale down. So we're first going to work on the arm portion of these two postures. So taking your arms out and holding them out and just kind of gaze over one side, looking over the fingertip, and feel the shoulders coming together as you do this, really lengthening out through the armpit. And then coming back to center, and then over to the other side. And then coming back to center. Now, if you have any difficulty doing that at all, you can also leave your fingers on your shoulders and just use your elbows to lift up. Lift your elbows up and look and breathe. Coming over, look and breathe. and coming back and over. And of course, if that is even too much for you, you can just leave your hands on the chair or on your lap, like maybe like in your pockets, side pockets, if you have that, and lifting up again, and then just again rotating over and looking. So we're really rotating at the rib cage here, coming over and rotating over. Good. And then the next one is for Virabhadrasana 1. That was for Virabhadrasana 2, the arms. The arms for Virabhadrasana 1, or Warrior 1, is we lift the arms up. Now, a lot of us don't have this mobility in our shoulders. So if that's the case, your hands get tired, you can just place them on your head or on your shoulders, or just even by aligning the spine. So by sitting in the chair and just thinking tall thoughts, thinking that elongation and getting the spine as long as possible, growing out of your sits bones, and then drawing the shoulders back and not even using the arms, you're still opening up through the heart area, and that's the intent of Virabhadrasana 1. Good. So then for our feet, for those two poses, I'm kind of doing them in opposite way, right? Virabhadrasana 2, let's do 1. Let's do Virabhadrasana 1. So I'm going to turn my body over to the side. Now, if you notice, I've got my blocks on either side. Now, if you don't have blocks, that's fine. You may not even need them depending upon the proportion of your leg. You can use books. You can even use cans, like a tomato sauce can, you know. Put that on the floor, okay? Whatever you got around the house is good. So we're coming along this side and we're lifting up. Try to keep that spine in the back nice and lifted and straight. And again, Virabhadrasana 1, we're going to lift the arms up. Now again, if you don't have that, you can keep your hand on the back of the chair and just lift one hand, okay? The outside edge, all right? Or maybe just reach out and keep the hands here, okay? So now the feet for this, we're going to take the foot and we're going to swing it all the way back onto the floor, okay? Like so. So I've got my foot, my knee, resting right up against the chair, and I'm lifting right on up. And then, of course, this would be the full expression of the posture, all right? And again, if you don't have that ability with the leg, now what you can do is you can bring it out to the side, okay? Or you can bring it just out in an angle in like almost a V, or not at all, just bringing it here and work. So take each posture in a stage, you know, maybe you start out here and then you work your way around, then here, and maybe here, and then finally in the full expression, okay? So then moving into Virabhadrasana 2 would be to flip yourself. So now you're looking straight on and the body has come forward. So here's where I like to use my block, and I'm going to put my foot right on my block. There we go. All right. And I like this because it gives me a nice angle on from my knee. My back of my knee is in line with my ankle. Squaring my hips, and that's what we want. And then, of course, those arms again, you stretch them out. You look over the fingertips, okay? And just start to breathe in and exhale. And you become that silent warrior, you know, that peaceful warrior. Finding the inner strength within. And again now, legs. If this is not doable for you at the moment, then again, you can bring it out to the side, you can bring it in front, or you can just maybe evenly fold them here in the front and just work on your arms, okay? And then we take it into an angle pose. So let's take these two poses into a little bit of a flow, okay? Do the best you can, and you know, and follow along. And you may get it right away. You may want to, you know, review the video over again so that you can catch up. Not a problem, okay? Wherever you're at, be perfect. Okay. So here we go. So we're going to start with a nice inhalation in. We'll go to the other side. Exhale, hands come down. We're going to swing our body over to this side. We're going to inhale, hands come up. Exhale, the hands come down, and as they come down, I'm going to take my foot to the back, and I'm going to take my other foot onto my block. Now I'm lifting up here. You really start to feel the heel coming in, or again, coming down. Lifting here, feeling that nice extension in the front part of the body, and lift that arm up. Now I've got my hand to support on the back side of the chair. And I'm lifting up, lifting my gaze, lifting my heart, lifting my soul, my chin, my mind, and breathe. In my next inhalation, I get a little bit more of a bend. And then as I exhale, I come down, I swing around, and I find my way right into Virabhadrasana 2 on this side. Looking over my fingertips, breathing here, and again, wherever your arms can be down if they need to be, okay? And from here, we're going to take it into what we call angle pose. I'm going to bend my elbow in towards my rib cage, and I'm going to rest it on my thigh. And then I'm going to reach up and over. Now you reach as far as you can reach. And really opening up through the whole side of the body here, from the armpit down through the leg. Really reaching over, lifting the chin up away from the chest. Try not to be down like so. You want to draw yourself up and reach. Then I'm going to swing back down and around. I'm going to come back and I'm going to just kind of do the opposite. So now I'm reaching into what we call the Sun Warrior or Valiant Warrior. Really reaching up, looking at the fingertips, looking at your ceiling, maybe seeing the cobwebs. Really reaching up. Good. And then exhale that hand down. All right. And you'll take that to the other side. So I'm just going to swing over. Okay. Use my block this time, maybe. Put my feet on my block. Lifting up. Take an inhale up. Exhale, hands come down. And then slide this leg back. And again, it can be right here. It needs to be. Lifting the hands up, and the hands can be here. On your shoulders, it can be on your head. Holding on. Okay, maybe you just want to do without arms and work on the leg. Finding that nice stretch. You should feel a really beautiful stretch in the hamstring here. And that whole leg, that's lift arms, extended outward. And breathing. Good. And try to stay in the posture for a few, at least a couple of rounds of breath. And then we're going to scooch and move right into our Virabhadrasana 2. And we have our hips squared forward. Now I like to dial my other foot. If I can get into the full extension of this posture, I'd like to dial it inward. And that gives this like internal rotation of the upper thigh. And it just helps with alignment on the hip, okay? So I'm lifting up. The other thing you can do here is you can use the chair. Use the chair for guidance and assistance. So, you know, I can even pull on the bottom of the chair to kind of help lengthen myself and get myself up. And then I can let my arms come out over those fingertips. And breathing. And once again, if the arms aren't available to you today, just work on the rotation, keeping the hips squared and the torsos turned a little bit. And then maybe even your leg is out like so, okay? So take it to the level that suits you, okay? Good. And then we'll take that angle pose. So we're going to reach our arm out and then bring it down onto our lap and just kind of reach all the way out. And notice I'm reaching. When I'm reaching from my armpit. I'm not really reaching from my fingers. I want to reach from my elbow and my armpit. That will help me keep that elbow nice and straight. And then kind of rotating the shoulder up and back. And opening up and feeling that beautiful extension. Nice. And then swinging up and we take the reverse. So again, arm comes up and we drop our heads back. Good. And then coming back to center again. Great. Inhaling it up and exhaling it down. We'll do that again. Inhale up. Exhale, come back. Inhale into Virabhadrasana 2. Into angle pose. So we're making movement happen with our breath. We're flowing. And then reversing it. Coming down, swinging right around. I'm not using my blocks this time either. Reaching up. Exhale down. And again, reach up. As you exhale down, make the movement happen. Coming into Virabhadrasana. Oops. Virabhadrasana 1. Good. And then opening up into Virabhadrasana 2. Allowing that belly button to go back of the spine, lifting up, shoulders behind, and dropped. Tugging and squeezing a little bit. And then here we go into that beautiful angle pose, creating space in the body. Breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Reversing it. Coming back to center. And then bringing both feet back to center. Good. So we can also do those standing, and then maybe in another episode I'll introduce that to you as well. But for now, let's inhale up and take a couple of twists. So I'm going to come over to the left, put my hand on the outside edge of my left hand or left knee, lifting up using the back of the chair to help lift. Breathing in this twist. Now Now we did open up a little bit in that side rib cage, so try this. Take that elbow right down. Now take that other arm up and over the ear. Okay, so a little bit different in rotation of the torso. I'm hearing a couple of cracks and pops for myself. And then coming back, reestablishing the twist. Take a nice deep breath in, right down the belly. And exhale it out. And then slowly and softly coming back to center. Let's take a recovery breath. And with the exhale, coming over to the other side, again holding on to the outside edge of your knee. Grabbing hold of the back of the chair, lifting up. Finding that stillness, finding that twist. And then maybe take that arm out as you lean into it and bring that arm up and over your head. And coming back to center. Shake it out. Tap your feet, shake your body, and then maybe roll around the pelvic bowl a little bit, kind of cooling things down a little bit, and then roll around the other way. Let's just take our left knee and give it a little bit of a squeeze in towards our chest. Maybe roll the ankle around a bit. Notice if it's a little bit more looser for you now. Placing it back down onto the ground and then taking the other knee in and giving it a nice little hug. Placing that down. Let your arms reach out wide. Speaking of hugs, let's give ourselves one. So wrap your arms around yourself. Just kind of give yourself a nice little gentle squeeze, holding the opposite hands on opposite shoulders, lifting up, squeezing everything. Squeeze the belly button into the back of the spine. Squeeze the hips together and breathe. And slowly unwind, and we'll just take that hug to the other side, squeeze it all together, lift right on up, breathe into it. Great. And then unwinding. And then for Shavasana today, I have the 2 blocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring both blocks into the front and kind of build myself up a little classic or a little bit of a stepping stool, if you will, and bring it out. I'm going to let my heels rest on it. Okay. And then I'm going to take my blanket and I'm going to roll it up so it looks like a little bit of a bolster. I'm going to plant it right here on my belly. I'm going to bring my arms over and I'm just going to come forward, relaxing my feet down, relaxing my chest and my chin, my shoulders, and everything. Just let it all melt right down into the floor. Let all that tension just be released. Taking a breath in and taking a breath out. Again, letting go the first breath, being in the present moment with the second breath, and finally creating a new intention for yourself And then again, being Shavasana, you can stay in that posture for as long as you want, as long as you are comfortable and easy in. And I think today I'll just leave you with a little bit of a quote. We're all so caught up in what's going on in the world today. So I saw this the other night and I remembered, oh, that makes so much sense. So, attempting to master fear is useless. In fact, it asserts power of fear by the very assumption that it needs to be mastered. The true resolution rests entirely on mastering true love. So I wish you love and light today. I wish you happiness and health and joy. We bring our hands together at our heart shells and we bow together in saying Namaste. The love and the light that you shine upon me is the same love and light that I shine on you. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye.